couple hours away from the new year and about 12 hours away from the start of a snowstorm. Winter storm warnings will go into effect at 9 in the morning, likely seeing snow a little closer to noon, but still the warning activated out ahead of that, covering much of the state line for possibly up to 8 inches of snow and strong wind gusts causing near whiteout conditions. Joe Daviess County and Stevenson County under a winter weather advisory, but still seeing some pretty decent winter impacts in these locations as well. So all of the state line seeing at least some snowfall and some blowing and drifting snow. Now leading up to that point, be careful driving around tonight if you still have to go out for your holiday festivities. Through about midnight, we see the possibility of some freezing drizzle and icy spots, so take it slower. Watch out for glare ice all throughout the rest of this evening leading up to the start of the new year. The forecast has temperatures slightly below freezing by that point. So again, this is why we're emphasizing there could be some icy spots because of the freezing drizzle. Wind chills will be in the teens then going into the overnight hours. We'll be all the way down to about 24 by the end of the night with dry conditions by that point and some breezy winds kicking on in out of the north. From there, it's all about the snowstorm for New Year's Day, so much of the morning staying dry. If you've got any errands or travel that you've got to get in, do it as early as possible on Saturday, because by about 10 o'clock, that snow is starting to fill in, and it fills in from south to north. By noon, seeing steady snowfall across all of the state line, and then throughout the afternoon, it does get a little heavy at times. You can see some darker bands popping up on occasion into the afternoon. May see snowfall rates up to 1 inch an hour, so that snow may pile up pretty quickly, making travel extremely difficult, and even it's just hard to clean up after as that snow is piling up. By the time we get to the evening, snow winding down, and then it stays light throughout the course of the evening hours and dries up right at about midnight. Our forecast hasn't changed much, about 6 to 8 inches of snow for the majority of the state line into the areas seeing more of that advisory level, about 3 to 6 inches of snow. Rockford kind of right on the border between 3 to 6 and 6 to 8 inches, regardless of what falls. Just make sure you're ready for those travel impacts because of the strong winds. So even if we're on the lower end of the range, closer to 3 inches of snow, still looking at those strong winds causing near whiteout conditions and blowing and drifting snow, making it pretty difficult to clean up after. And keep in mind, at times, snow really piles up fast in the afternoon. Starts out a little on the wetter end, so harder to shovel, but then it gets lighter and fluffy as the day goes along, making it a little easier to shovel, but it also blows around a lot easier. Temperature-wise, we start out in the 20s, then drop into the teens heading into Saturday afternoon and evening. From there, very frigid for Sunday. In the teens for highs, below zero at night. May see wind chills in the 20s below zero in some spots going into Sunday nights. Some Arctic cold around the corner to wrap up the first weekend of 2022. From there, we warm up briefly next week before we could see more snow and cold late in the week. In your most accurate 10-day forecast, we continue that dance back and forth where we warm up briefly, then drop back down into the teens. So it looks like strong winter weather here to stay for at least a little while. 2021 ending on a mild note, temperatures slightly above freezing, and we ended on a good result, wrapping up the year on target. Cassandra.
Well, Alex, this is winter weather. I may be prepared for it, but I might not like it. Still